Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to today's Bitcoin update for Friday 3rd of June, and I hope you do have a blessed Friday out there. But the markets keep moving and we gotta move with the market as well. So right now we are approaching the weekend, and today is Friday, and tomorrow is gonna start with a such day. Then we head into Sundays, and these are the a little bit the villain days, in crypto. So right now, there's something that I talked about yesterday, and I told you there's no reason to be really bearish. There's no reason to be very, very bullish at the moment. Something is cooking here. Okay, you still have the evening star, but one more thing is that you're also holding a trend line, right? So the bear flag didn't play out, and we didn't actually end up making a bear flag, of course. But on the daily time frame, you are putting something known as a bullish harami candlestick right here. Okay, so what I'm going to say is go to Google and let's talk about the bullish harami candlestick. So bullish harami candlestick pattern, and that one can actually give us a little bit of a hint and idea of where the direction of the market is about to happen. So the beauty about the bullish harami candlestick is that it actually appeared on a support line. Okay, so it went to the downside, made a bullish harami candlestick, and you start to go to the upside, right? So what you did is you broke out of a resistance. You broke the resistance, you went to the upside, you came down, and you're making a bullish pattern right at the support level. This is actually good. It's really, really, really good. So how do you trade a bullish harami? How do you even trade a candlestick in particular? So now that you have this two candlestick which is bullish, I would say even if there's a trade going on, $29,287 should be a stop loss. Why? Because you do not want to lose the lowest part of the bullish harami candlestick. Okay, if you start to take out the lowest part of it, you go bearish. Just the same way as I said, if you start to take the highest part of an evening star, and then you can get bullish, right? Because this is a bearish candlestick, and it is what it is. But previously I already talked about this one. Can you see, back in the days, back in December 2021, this particular chart, this scenario, this exact scenario, guys, already took place, and it's a fractal that is repeating once again. And I don't know if this is going to end up being a falling wedge or turn into a very different kind of pattern, but I just want to show you Bitcoin, because every single thing is the same once again. So what I'm going to do is go up to the Poloniex here so that I can show you why the hell this fractal is so much equal, really, really equal. So if I actually show you this, look at this one. This fractal from here till here, right over there, okay? Right over there. Just look at this. Isn't it the same as from here until this place right over there? Look at that. Very, very equal. Now let's do this. You start to make a trap right over here. You start to make a trap right over there, okay? You try to go to the downside just like this to the sideways, and then you went to the downside just like that, and then moved to the sideways. You broke with a huge wick to the downside, you broke again with a huge wick to the downside. Then you made a falling wedge like this, and then you made a falling wedge just like that, and now you are making a little bit of a pull here previously, and then you drop to the downside. You're making this pull to the upside. The only thing that is left is maybe a sideways movement and then a drop, just like this one right over here. So that means one thing: I have to replicate the patterns here. So what I'm gonna do is go to the prediction and measurement tool and click on it, and you want to scroll down to bars pattern. And what basically this does is you can use it to duplicate the particular scenario. So you click from the first place that it started all the way to the down place here, and then you're gonna get a duplicate of the candlestick. This is where I want to place it, and I'm gonna place it just somewhere here because this is where it actually makes sense. Okay, Right. So you are putting in this pattern right over there, and if Bitcoin does follow the same situation, you're looking for Bitcoin to basically come down to $25,500. But to me, man, to me, there's a little bit of difference with this pattern, just a little bit difference. From here to here, this place was almost the same, but here it's just a little bit different. Here the falling wedge happened first, and then the falling wedge happened later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just place it a little bit. I don't know if it's confusing to you, but let me tell you one thing here. So if you look at this blue pattern that I just replicated, this was the falling wedge. Look at it. This was the falling wedge where it actually broke out and then went to the downside previously, okay? So we are gonna place this falling wedge right over here, just like that, the falling wedge. And look at this, okay? Look at that falling wedge. It's almost the freaking same. It's now starting to look the same. Went to the downside, make a wick, make a falling wedge, and even though, look how they're really, really same. Is this a cheat sheet? I expect this being a cheat sheet right now. And look, Bitcoin does come to 21,330, and that's incredibly amazing because, once again, we do have a technical target to go down there. Let's not pretend that we don't have a technical target to drop to the downside. And where does this technical target come from? A bear flag. Boom and boom. And now you're making this from the top to the bottom right over there. And if you're breaking out of it, look where you're coming down. $19,000 almost, okay? So $21,000 would make sense out of this fractal getting repeated once again. But one more thing is, we still have two days and 17 hours to close the the weekly candlestick, sorry. And this is like the first weekly candlestick. This is just all prediction. This is just all analysis. Just because I'm saying it can happen like this doesn't mean it's gonna happen like that, okay? By the end of the day, what you have, the information and data that you're given, is what is really gonna help you. So you see, anything can be different at any time. It's just like saying on the monthly, many people are saying that, oh, these fractals are the same, but they were not the same. For example, this fractal that happened, this one right over here and this one right over here, they almost look the same, but they were not the same. They were different. Look, when this one went to the downside, it still went to the upside. When this one went to the downside, it didn't go up, it actually went down. So they were different. And even right now, there's a room for difference. Why? Because the weekly time frame, if I actually remove this pattern, replicated pattern now, the weekly time frame might end up being an inverted hammer, and you really do not go to the downside. Instead, you actually try to pump to the upside. And then you're going to have a difference. So anyway, let's see. In 2 days, 17 hours, if you start to make an inverted hammer, then I don't really think you're going to be following that pattern to go to the downside. I think you're just going to get a little bit of relief and maybe come down in the future to take out the wick, and then you go to the downside. So what I'm going to do is just bring back the old blue looking pattern right over there. I kind of like it because it's really following the previous history of what Bitcoin was doing in its behavior somewhere near here. And anyway, that's it for today's update. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Allah Hafiz.